I miss the most really having the face-to-face and the proximity and meeting people that I haven't met for 3 years. So many people and like in the team, and so many people that I just realized that I never met them before in person. Also customers and partners. I just seeing people and I'm like, okay, I met him before, I know it, and I just on the hallways, and I never met these people before, and I think that I'm reading a book right now, just starting, and one of the experiments they described in the beginning, that they gave this spaghetti and marshmallow and tape kind of assignment to different group of people, to MBAs, CEOs, lawyers, and kindergarten kids. And they found that the kindergarten kids actually did much better than any other group, which is kind of surprising. And they found that these kind of interactions between people, the proximity that they work with each other, no ego, because kids don't really care about not trying to figure out who is the leader. If I say something stupid, how do people will perceive me and something like people are occupied with their image, instead of really just focusing on what's the assignment and let's just make it work as a group. And it's really interesting because this is really relates to the evolution of humankind and how animals are actually interacting in groups, and doing really amazing stuff without, so the communication is really a big part of it. Is not language. It's something very different that creates feelings, and feelings is something that is very strong. When you create a group of people, and when you create company, it's a company, right? It's a company of people that work together towards common goal, and so many people in diverse backgrounds and experience and knowledge and different perspective about different things. And if you put all these brain power together in kind of a theoretical machine, it's magical. It's magical, and I think that this is kind of the next step of corporate evolution, of how can a group of people can really achieve outstanding results. Now, obviously, this is a theoretical problem because you cannot maximize it. You cannot get to the fact that you put all the brains in one computer and then, okay, give me the best answer. But the best way, or the best way to best function to actually maximize it is this proximity. Is this relationship, is working together, is having experiences together, is having good time and bad time and challenges, and facing them together. And I think that this is something that you cannot get from Zoom meetings. This is something that you can only get from really experiencing stuff together. We're not robots in the end of the day. And I think that we need that. We need that mentally, we need that emotionally, and we need that to achieve great results as a company and as an ecosystem, because it's not AppsFlyer's as a standalone. Okay, I think that really this is kind of a community work with our partners and customers. Because I just had a meeting with a customer. I told them, look, and they said, yeah, we just renewed, we're happy. And I told them, look, awesome. Give me one thing that we need to improve. Give me one thing that we need to develop further. Or what do we? If you have one wish list, what would it be? I mean, tell me one of your most critical problems that you have, and then we'll figure out if this is something that we should develop, or this is something that should be in the ecosystem. So. There is no replacement for face-to-face. Sorry for the long answer. The amount of things that I learned yesterday by talking with people, in most cases like casual discussions, is priceless. And I think that that was something that was really missing in the last 2 years, because it wasn't just 2 years of not face-to-face in COVID. In the last 2 years, there were probably the most significant changes in the industry, probably in a very long time, let's say. I think that what we're seeing right now is kind of the beginning of a massive change in the future, specifically around privacy and how companies can continue to work together and to create and to innovate for the benefit of the consumer while preserving the privacy of consumers. So while the internet and the app ecosystem was built based on cookies, based on device IDs to really create this interaction, create this collaboration, to really create this amazing ecosystem that was developed around internet and mobile devices, mobile applications. And all of a sudden, you don't have it. And the question is how can you enable this kind of collaboration and allowing different companies to work together and have some kind of standardization so companies can continue to work together and deliver great innovation, great services, great products, great applications for consumers in the end of the day. If you think about it, standardization is a basic building block in creating innovation for consumers. This is why you have Wi-Fi and you don't have, Apple Wi-Fi or Google Wi-Fi or whatever Wi-Fi. You have Wi-Fi, and then any company can focus on not on Wi-Fi. They can focus on delivering great products to consumers. And this is why standardization is really important. Also, if you think about wireless networks, amazing. So you don't have Google network or whatever network. You have a network, and anyone can have a vision or passion to develop whatever that connects to this internet, and you have this richness of innovation and products and services to consumers. This is basic, elementary thing to allow this kind of amazing world that we live in. And this is why I think that the market now is lacking this kind of standardization around how companies can work together for the benefit of consumers while maximizing their privacy. And I think that with Privacy Cloud and specifically with the data clean room, we've demonstrated that these two things can coexist and should coexist, and we've proved that there is a way, and consumers do not have to give away so many things, and access to information, access to education, access to great products in affordable prices, and in most cases free products and free access to education and information. I think that this two things can continue to coexist. I mean, I can continue to talk about it forever, but what the question was about privacy, and I think that the next couple of years are going to be fundamental and a lot of changes. And I think that what we see right now is the beginning of these changes in the history of what is about to become. I mean, right now we're experiencing, June 2022, but this is in 5 years, this is going to be history. Now the question is, do we realize that we're kind of being part of the history? And it really reminds me when we started the company in 2000, thinking about the app ecosystem in 2010, 2011, 2012. So that was a significant change. The change was the introduction of not the iPhone, the App Store. Do you think that a lot of companies liked it? No, they didn't like it because they had website. Now they need to maintain another application for Google, another application for Apple. This is people didn't like it and say no, HTML5. And I think that the companies that were resistant to this change and didn't adapt now are out of business. And I think that this is what's going on right now. I mean, people need to adapt and understand that they need to rethink about different things that they've been building and thinking, and being nimble enough to say, okay, there are new ways of doing different things. And in our job, it's kind of easy if you think about it, because other companies would say, okay, we have this app, we have with whatever. By definition, the job of AppsFlyer need to be extremely nimble, quick to adapt, and to innovate. Because if we don't do that, we go out of business. This is the beginning of the end. So we have to do it, and we're practicing it. So in a way, we really have really hard job, because our job is to actually fix or help fix or mitigate or innovate to allow this amazing ecosystem to continue to flourish. So this is our job by definition. So we wake up in the morning. This is our job. Okay, the new SK network. Boom. Yeah, this is great. So let's innovate. Let's build stuff. While maybe other companies in the ecosystem say, okay, they're kind of reluctant. Oh, okay, we don't like this change. So, and I think that they're wrong, obviously. And while we have really extremely hard work, really hard, really hard, but at least we know that this is our job. This is what we need to do. So that makes it easy. It's really hard to introduce changes in the ecosystem. I honestly think that the regulator need to think about what is good privacy for consumers and set the rules and not let companies to define what's good privacy, because I think that as consumers we need this kind of holistic, I would say, I don't know, protection, but someone need to think about it because it's not only cookies and it's not only identifiers, and this is something that we all know. I mean, privacy is so much more than that. So I understand this kind of feeling, but on the other end, they need to understand that they also need to adapt, and everybody needs to adapt. Our job is to bring the technology, and it's not only to bring the technology, but also to educate about what is possible, the fact that you can actually do the same thing, almost the same thing, but with different technology. And so it's education, it's market education, it just takes time. Also time to build, and also time to educate and to adapt. It takes time. But I think that we're getting there, and this is why it's really exciting to announce Privacy Cloud, specifically the data clean room, for really the market to kind of innovate. So we're not telling the market, hey, this is this table, use it. No, we're saying, okay, this is a platform that you can actually build stuff on top of it. We can create kind of this building blocks and leverage our positioning as unbiased and independent company that really leverage what we've been building in the last 10 years, really being independent and allow the market to work together. I mean, enabling innovation is one of our 4 pillars, like security and privacy, enabling innovation, data accuracy, and customer first. It's only 4. Enabling innovation is ecosystem innovation. So what kind of APIs and how can we allow companies to work together for the benefit of who? For the benefit of the consumer. So I think that everybody needs to realize that the future is going to be very different, and the only constant is change. And I think that people need to be more comfortable with change, because without change, actually, this is the definition of cease to exist. I mean, if there's no change, you do not exist. And if you don't have challenges, it also means that you don't exist. And if you want to exist, and if you want to learn, you need to lean into these challenges and changes and learn and force yourself to become better in the other end. And I think that this is what they need to do. And we're here to help them and to show them that this is really possible with technology and our positioning in the market. So, and I think that being face-to-face, just to also close the loop, I think that being face-to-face and really trying to understand each other is a huge step in education. Education, that what we have to offer and what we need to learn in order to, decide what we should be building. And I think that this is why these kind of events are critical to create this kind of market effect of building great stuff together. Nothing is standalone.